When choosing holiday decor, what do you choose that makes sense, and how much lighting should you include? Meantime, what's going on with Nancy Pelosi today? As Nancy Pelosi's all under fire on social media for her inability to get anything done for stimulus relief. Sounds sort of familiar? Yeah, sounds sort of familiar. More familiar than the spirit. Meantime, what's going to happen with your stimulus check tomorrow? And then, turning to some holiday decor, how do you determine when too many lights is not enough lights? And if you notice in the set behind me, it's been changed a little bit since yesterday. So when do you know how much lights is too much lights or not enough lights? We have incredible great news across the board today, despite however warm he's dressed or however light I've dressed. It's holidays, LALATE, with your midday update, and this is LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Holidays LALATE with your midday update about your second stimulus check and second stimulus package with a lighthearted approach to your midday reporting. We keep it easy breezy with a little bit of updates for about 10 minutes about what's going on for your second stimulus check, your second stimulus package, and your state stimulus check and state stimuluses that are coming out to you this week and across the country. And then we, at the 10-minute mark, turn to holiday decor. How to keep it easy, breezy, lighthearted, free, or simple, or economical, and no stress expressed during the holiday season. You ready for this? Are you? Okay, so let's get to it. In this video, I have so much to cover, but first, please subscribe, because no one's getting you money right now. Not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. And no one is working around the clock to ensure that you get this free money from your states. It's thousands of dollars, not $100, not $200. It's $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 that viewers are getting from their states. The state stimulus, you need to make sure that you get this money. I'm going to go over how you get in this video. I'm going taped, I'm going live. I'm answering your questions around the clock. I'm answering which charities, which organizations, which cities, which counties are doing the stimulus every day. I'm giving you updates by the hour, so make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. In this video, I will be going over what the midday update is on your second stimulus check and second stimulus package. There is a breaking development. There always is something hicking and kicking and micking. Or Mitchin. And then I'll be turning to holiday decor. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that Nancy Pelosi is under fire on social media today, midday Sunday, as Nancy Pelosi is singularly to blame for the inability to give stimulus relief to millions of Americans. And now other people in her party who are not aligned to her, who she always said were aligned to her, but were more maligned to her, are stepping up and going after her positions. Next week, that will hit a head in the body of Congress that she doesn't control, the Senate. The Senate Democrats are not aligned with Nancy Pelosi, and now House Democrats are not aligned with her either. Meantime, Republicans and independents are coming out swinging against her, all because of stimulus. All because of stimulus. And let me recap where we are Monday, and then I'll recap how Nancy Pelosi has changed her positions on what's going into Monday in the last few weeks. And Monday and Tuesday, we will see the Senate push an attempt to block any continuing resolution for the budget bill unless a stimulus check goes out. Very simple. But they need to have 2-3 other things in there, and I've been pushing all day long for you to tweet these messages. Take this video and tweet this message as well. You need a standalone stimulus check. You need a standalone PUA and UI extension. You need eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance. Those simple things need to get done. The rest doesn't need to be done now. The rest will be taken care of in January. Your UI, your PUA, your eviction moratorium, your mortgage forbearance stimulus check needs to get taken care of on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. And we now have indication that it will be in the Senate. So what's Nancy doing? Well, on Thursday, she did much of what she has done for no less than 5 months. She took a vacation again. And that's actually what's trending today online. All she does is take vacations. She holds press conferences, talks about people dying, and takes a vacation. Literally, just like that. I'm not exaggerating. So on Thursday, she held a poster costs about $500, about the price of a stimulus check that she wanted to give you. Instead of $1,200 or $2,000 stimulus check, she held about a $500 poster and said, people are dying. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Oh, and by the way, Mitch is to blame for people dying. At this point, no one is blaming anyone for dying. And second of all, you don't need to tell us people are dying. We know that people are dying. And third, you're an elected official for Congress. What are you doing to help that? What are you doing? What are the numbers? Where are we at? She took a vacation. She said, we're going to extend the budget bill for a week unless you do my way or the highway. Well, that hasn't worked. And what has she done in the last 7 days? Well, it's quite surprising that now Democrats have finally realized they need to have a spy. Now, the Democrats in the Senate, where she is not at, she's in the House, have been very vocal. AOC, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, who's independent but caucuses with the Democrats often, and Josh Hawley, who's a Republican. They said, you know what, this is just ridiculous. We're not doing all this other stuff. We're not doing big business. It's strange that I sit here on a Sunday afternoon and I describe Democrats pushing for big business reform. It's just really surprising, whereas Democrats usually been big government, not big business. But last week, Nancy Pelosi just sort of shocked everyone when she backed a proposal from a series of people who are led by two Republicans out of New York and New Jersey that called for big bailouts of big business. So why is she doing that? There's nothing for us. There's nothing for us. There's no stimulus check. There's no eviction moratorium. There's no mortgage forbearance. Why is she backing that? Because she wanted $300 billion for Andrew Cuomo and Gavin Newsom. Does it sound familiar? It sure does. To go to any length to get $300 billion for Gavin and Andrew Cuomo, which no one's ever going to give her, is just sort of surprising. Let's recap something. I haven't done this in a while, and I want you to understand the narrative going into Monday and Tuesday. Why? Because it's important for the weeks thereafter. Joe Biden is promising you $600 a week FPUC retroactive starting in January. Okay. Retroactive to when? July? Yeah. That's 30 weeks. Okay. That's his promise. Now, let's see what happens in January if Joe Biden actually delivers or says he's just going to give you FPUC $600 a week starting in January going forward and just forget the 30 weeks. Let me recap. Steve Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary to Donald Trump, in July offered Nancy Pelosi $400 a week of FPUC. $400 a week. It's been 20 to 30 weeks since July. You can do the math. $400 a week at 20 weeks. That's a couple dollars. It's about $8,000. It's about $10,000. Mitch McConnell, he offered $300 a week. He's offered $300 a week since May. You would have never lapsed on FPUC a single day if Nancy Pelosi had taken his $300 a week. How many weeks has it been since May that Mitch McConnell offered $300 a week? 30 weeks? 40 weeks? It's about 30 weeks. About 20 to 30 weeks. That's $9,000. You would have had $9,000. You would have never missed a week without a boost since the pandemic started, had she accepted his offer. So what is she doing now? She's endorsing $300 a week. Going forward, she's endorsing exactly the amount of money which she rejected in May because it came out of Mitch McConnell's mouth. But because it's coming out of someone else's mouth, now it's fine. Let me show you the implications of this if you don't realize the implications of it. Viewers of this channel started becoming homeless around July because they were not getting FPUC. It was actually tied to the FPUC implication. FPUC expired in like July. Mitch wanted $300, Steve wanted $400, Nancy wanted $600, and she rejected $400 and $300. So viewers progressively started becoming homeless in July because she wouldn't accept $300 or $400. Now she's accepting $300 going forward. So instead of having $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 from Mitch or Steve, she wants you to have 3 weeks in the month of January for $300 a week, $900. So instead $10,000, $9,000, $8,000 from Mitch and Steve, she wants you to have $900. Where is the negotiation logic of this? It's this type of problem that we're dealing with congressional leaders. Now, Mitch McConnell maybe have taken his own realm of fires from both sides over recent months, but at least he's been consistent with his strangeness. Nancy Pelosi has been inconsistent across the board. Stimulus checks, she originally wanted you to have $1,200 stimulus checks. Then she reduced it to $1,000. Then she reduced it to $500. The President of the United States said he wanted to go higher than Nancy Pelosi. He did go higher. During the negotiation, Steve Mnuchin contribution went up, kept on going up on the stimulus check. Went from $1,200 and then $2,000. She rejected that. She didn't want $2,000. So what is she giving you now? Zero. She's gone from $1,200 to $1,000 to $500 to now zero. Do you notice a trend here with her? The trend is that as time goes on and you're owed more money and more money is back due, you're getting less from her. In fact, her inability to make a deal is causing you to get less from her. Now, let's understand this. It's not less from her because the other side is now saying, I'm giving you a worse offer as time goes on. No, she's giving you the worse offer. The White House spoke to Josh Hawley all this last week and said, you know what, I'll do $1,200 to $2,000 for a stimulus check. Does she want that? No. No, in fact, last week she said during a press interview, I'll do whatever the president wants to do on a stimulus check. The president said he'll do $1,200 to $2,000 to Josh Hawley. Is she doing that? No. So what? I just have a little problem processing this if you are too. This is not a case in which she's at a negotiation table and the other side said, okay, you didn't accept the last offer, so I'm giving you a worse offer. Oh, you didn't accept that last, so I'm going to really, stick it to you and give you a worse offer. No, she's the one giving you a worse offer. The other side's giving you better offers as time goes on. And she keeps on giving you a worse offer. It's with that people don't understand what's going on. No one understands why an eviction moratorium mortgage forbearance is not being done, except by Republicans. No one understands why the stimulus check isn't being done by senators, but not by House representatives. No one understands what happened to the spine of the Blue Dogs, what happened to the spine of the New Democrat coalition members, what happened to the spine of those House Democrat members who wrote her a letter in the summer and said, you know what, you're doing the Louis DeJoy standalone postal bill. We need to really take care of unemployment assistance. We need to extend FPUC right now. We need a standalone bill for FPUC. She said no. Remember what she said no for? She said, no, we're not doing piecemeal. Oh. What is she doing this week? Piecemeal. Yeah, she's doing piecemeal this week. She's doing a CR that has 3 piecemeal items in them. 4 piecemeal items in them. Any piecemeal in there for you? No, you don't get a piece of anything from her. You don't get a meal, you don't get a piece, you get a piecemeal, you don't get a meal or any piece. Millions of Americans want to give her a piece of their mind. And with that, it's a little bit peculiar what will happen to Nancy Pelosi. If you go on social media, which I encourage you to do today, you will see Pelosi trending. And you'll see her trending because all she does is put people on vacation. And all she wants to have herself done is reelect as Speaker of the House. If you don't know, Speaker of the House gets paid a higher salary than normal House members. If you also know, the Speaker of the House carries, some clout, gets you book deals. If you also know that when she appears on these talk shows, she gets a speaker fee generally. If you know why she's doing Speaker of the House, it gives her a financial and a political clout that a normal position in the House would not provide her. Is it time for her to go as Speaker of the House? Drop in the comments. I'd love to hear your comments. Now let's turn to you. Thank you for waiting patiently. So when doing holiday decor, the important thing to understand is when is too much lights too much? When is too little lights not enough? If you catch the change in the LALATE set today, you'll see there's a slight variation from yesterday, even from this morning's broadcast of Morning to LA, which I hope you tuned in for live. You'll see that I added additional lights. And what I want you to understand is that sometimes when you test the look in darkness or in light time, you'll realize need a little bit more light in here. It's especially important when looking at what it's balancing off of. Now, freely admit that this is a set and it has strong production light hitting the lights, so it is washing out the magnitude of the lights. But I looked and I'm like, needs more lights. Now, the next thing to understand is where do you pair the lights and do you consistently do the same lights? What I always recommend when doing Christmas lights is do contrast. Do different type of bulbs, different types of sizes, the different type of colors if you want. There's some people that subscribe to only white lights. There's some people that subscribe to a mixture of white and color. I have done both. They both work really well. Sometimes you just do all white and you're like, oh God, this is not working. This is not working. Yesterday I debuted a work in progress of the LA Christmas tree, and I think it needs more color. I think it is there's too much silver on it, so it needs pops of color. Now here you see some gold, some creams, and some silver working. It works for this set because the background of the set is basically cream. So the green is bouncing a little bit more dynamically. But what I realize is that you need more lights. And ultimately what I recommend viewers to always do is that around the holiday season or after the holiday season, you'll see discounts and you'll see lights at your local CVS, Walmart, Target, Walgreens that are on the clearance shelves. They'll be $2, $3, $4. What I encourage you to do is not just buy the simple bulb lights. What I encourage you to do is always buy the novelty lights, the strange lights that have strange fittings. You'll see behind me the addition of what I call crystal icicle lights. These are icicles. Clearly they're supposed to point down to represent icicles. Out of frame, I don't think you could see it, is I have below my left shoulder lights that are inside of wicker baskets. Just very weird. Wicker baskets are the fittings on top of the bulbs. Very strange. It's a very short strand, probably 12 bulbs. Very strange and novel. The novelty of that works on trees because they formulate into almost an ornament unto themselves. The wicker basket of an ornament is sort of like the wicker basket of a strand of lights almost formulates into an ornament. Now, what I always recommend to do is keep them spaced on the tree or the garland. Keep them spaced apart. So if you're going to do the wicker basket strand, do it on one set of the tree. Do the icicles on another set of the tree. Ultimately, have them point the right direction. I got comments yesterday about the I guess you would say upside down chandelier lights or bulb lights. And yeah, those belong at the bottom of the tree. Again, novelty, bought many years ago. And it's important to understand that those novelties are just sort of there and gone. And they also are part of the decade. You will see things that are very 60s-ish and some things that are very 70s-ish or 80s. If you go to garage sales like I do, grab these things if you ever see them on garage sale. No one thinks to buy Christmas lights at a garage sale. Always buy Christmas lights at a garage sale. Nothing is better than buying 30, 40-year-old Christmas lights done in the 1960s in very 1960-ish, gaudy, strange contraptions. Because when you put them on a tree with everything modern today, it's like, there you go, that works. The irregularity of a Christmas light strand is what makes the tree pop. Ultimately, you see trees that are too uniform, too monochromatic, too one and the same. And that sort of trend started a few years ago where everything has to be perfectly the same. That's not really the spirit of a Christmas tree. Christmas trees are supposed to be a little bit more chaotic, a little bit more disorganized. So what do you think? If you have questions or comments on today's holidays at LALATE, drop in the comments below. Thank you for your wonderful comments about yesterday's debut of the LALATE Christmas tree in progress. If you did not catch that, watch Holidays at LALATE from yesterday. Meantime, join me on Afternoons at LALATE starting at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, where I'll have big updates about your check across the board. Then Purple, which is taped, that gives you big updates about state stimulus that's available for you today. What's important to understand that major new charities are stepping forward and giving state stimulus. This is on top of state stimulus checks, state stimulus rent, new rent stimulus being offered in cities like Atlanta, San Diego, Houston, New York, Harrisburg, Nashville. Get that rent stimulus because it's not going to be around a long time. Broward County, when we turn to our Florida counties, they're still running most of those. Broward, Miami-Dade, Orange had a stimulus check last week. So grab that. That's on top of states like New Mexico doing a stimulus check and Colorado doing a stimulus check. Meantime, then join me live on Being a Mitch, in which I go over your UI and PUA questions as well. If you have questions or comments today's video, drop them in the comments below. If not, I'll see you in a little bit. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay with LA for more.